listening to Debatables,
with Terry DeFrancisco and Rance Rizzuto.
the show where ridiculous people debate ridiculous things for no reason but fun.
Ta 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 ta.
Yeah! Welcome to Debatables.
Oh, welcome. Hey, it's almost not this year anymore, Tara.
Happy almost not this year.
Happy. I'm Rance Rizzuto.
I'm Terry DeFrancisco.
And this is Debatables, where we talk about dumb stuff, we debate it, and we make it important.
That's true. We make it important somehow, and so do you. Thank you, listeners out there in D-Bag Nation, keeping the fun alive with all of us out there. We've had such great feedback on this podcast. We're getting more and more debatables as we speak, and thank you for turning them in.
Yeah. As we reach the end of old 2023, we're going to be debating our own stuff today. So there you have it. Thank you for keeping your things coming. The next one will have something from you, but we wanted to make sure that this was not evergreen, and we wanted it to be just specifically about New Year's.
Yes,
that's where
we've taken all the hot tips. We've taken all the encouragement. We've taken all the instruction. We've decided to defeat the logic of keeping things evergreen and talk specifics. It's that week between Christmas and New Year's for lots of you that celebrate either or both of those things. And
Yep.
So we're in that fun zone of kind of working, kind of resting, and thinking about, how our years went, basically. And so we have some easy debatables to talk about today that are natural and on our minds.
I have a jump in, Tara, that I'm curious about.
Oh, jump in, buddy.
I jump in.
Whoa.
That I feel better about using Christmas as a marker than a your holiday has to be my holiday kind of thing.
Oh, I see. So you're saying saying Merry Christmas near actual Christmas doesn't feel forceful, or I think that what's interesting is referring to this whole season, I think is sort of, I've always had that question of what to categorize it as, because so many people celebrate so many things in December.
Yeah.
And probably January, etc. But this season, I think it's nice. I heard someone literally this last week said season's greetings to me. And I was like, yes, season's greetings.
Season's greetings.
I just feel like I never hear anyone actually say season's greetings. It's things that are printed on a card, but it's smart because it contains so many things. I mean, it is Christmas. It is Hanukkah. It is Yuletide. It is the solstice. It is Kwanzaa. It is Ramadan. It is, it's like the new year. It's like all kinds of things are happening in a very short span of time.
Yeah.
So I like season's greetings.
Season's greetings. That's perfect. I feel like that's a great thing to say, because I don't celebrate a lot of those holidays, but I'm I'm not in the mindset of my holiday's right, thanks.
I only do what I do, thanks.
So I think that it's great that I think it's okay to be on December 25th, be Merry Christmas, because we all know what the date is, but I'm not expecting you to celebrate it. I'm just saying it's the day. Just I'd say TGIF. I wouldn't say it on a Thursday, because it's not.
That makes sense. I like that, because I would say Happy Hanukkah on Hanukkah, right? So, but even though I don't specifically celebrate Hanukkah, but I think that's a nice way of putting that. Of if it's Flag Day, say Happy Flag Day.
Yeah, but right? Do not say it the day before.
Ooh, you want to really get us fired up? Oh, you better not tell me it's Arbor Day prior to Arbor Day.
And now we've passed the Christmas window.
Yeah.
And
now we're in Boxing Day, and now we're in the 12 days of Yuletide or Christmas, depending on what you celebrate, and we're heading towards New Year's Day. Rance, how do you feel about New Year's Eve in general?
Well, I think that New Year's Eve is a thing that's
hold on, before you say anything, the way I said that was as if we had talked about it prior, to be a journalist. It's I'm allowed to ask Rance Rizzuto these things.
Yes.
His manager said
Uh,
I could ask about New Year's Eve, but not New Year's Day. We did not talk about
no,
this
no, no,
before, but
no.
it sounded very yeah. I thought it sounded like a press approved
This
question.
interview is over. Do not
No,
talk
I
about
mean,
New Year's Day.
I am curious how you feel about New Year's Eve as like not as only as a holiday, but like what you feel pressure wise, because I know how I feel about New Year's Eve.
Pressure wise, yeah. I,
Any of it.
well, I'm fairly nonconformist, and I'm
Hmm.
uh, pretty much, a lone wolf. Tara knows this because like she knows
Oh,
like I'm a real bad boy and a real.
woo! Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't have many pressures when it comes to it that have stuck to the point where I have trouble remembering some of them. Like the things I can think of are you stay up until midnight and wait for the countdown to happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and what else goes with that? Making a
Well, the reason
resolution.
yeah, I mean, I'm just talking New Year's Eve, like specifically Eve, not day. I
Mm,
think that there's, for me, you even kind of saying it that way makes me realize how much I don't like it because it's like, oh yeah, it's not really on my mind. It's like, huh?
yeah.
Because I think a lot of us, well, I don't know, I won't speak for anyone else, but I'm curious if D-Bag No Show Nation out there are our friends listening to this pod. Like I have always felt at least until like my 30s or whatever, like that pressure of going out and having this like banger of a New Year's Eve is like something I never liked New Year's Eve very much. And here's why.
Okay.
Not the pressure. It's fine if you love partying and you want to go drink and stuff. That's fine. That's never been like my total bag, even when I did do those things.
Just a half bag.
Yeah, I'm a real half bagger on like drinking. But like like going out to spend more on a bar package or something that you would never spend money on the day
Oh
before
yeah.
makes no sense to me. Of like, well, we're gonna get one champagne flute of garbage Monet or like Moet champagne
Oh.
at midnight. It's a trickle, it's a shot's worth of champagne. So obviously our free night is now $90. Doesn't make sense to me.
Enjoy the
But
champagne. Somehow it's a 2024.
yeah, how did this get made? But like I also other than the pressure of going out and having this like perfect evening with your friends or loved ones, I also as a kid, even you know how I was as a kid, even as a kid, I would
Yeah.
like get sad for the last year. Like everyone was like pushing it away.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm still like that. I
I
can
tell you
hear how
what,
ridiculous this
everybody,
sounds.
if you don't know what's going on with Tara,
Mm,
this girl
mm.
feels and
Oh,
cares about everything in the good way of cares, meaning like inanimate objects have
yeah.
souls
I
and
have Toy Story disease, everybody. So like it's here's what's good. It hasn't really like manifested to what I would the weird thing is it hasn't I have not like a hoarder by any means, which is nice. You think I would be because of that, but
yeah.
the hardest thing is like, oh, I do feel like the last year leaving is probably like, why is everyone pushing me out? I took care of you. So it makes me like sad for 2023 being like, you know what? This year sucked and this year can just blah. And like sometimes that's true. Like parts of things really are painful or whatever. But I think people want to compartmentalize something so they can rid of it.
Mm,
So rather than being like, this time was difficult and these 20 things happened, they want to be like, 2020 sucked and it's gone.
yeah.
So like they can kind of bag it up and put it in one category and then say it's moving on, which is not really how life works. So I've always been sort of fascinated by that, like this like shooing away. Um,
Throw it in a bag, send it to the landfill.
yeah, I just don't think things are easily that categorized. So it's funny to think that I get why we do it because it makes sense. It's like ritualistic to be like, this year was good or this year was bad. But like that's not how it is. That's
Yeah.
not true. So it might be like, my friend was an asshole this year. It's like, well, I don't know if that's 2021's fault,
Yeah.
you know. but it's quite a way of kind of like at least saying like let's move into the next thing, which is something I actually do like about humans, is that we have hope often, and hope is sort of like maybe next year will be better, which is kind
Yeah.
of cute that we think it's going to be time versus situation or people.
Yeah. I have a differing view as far as like
Mm.
personification of years and stuff, where it's just sort of like, I don't know that I'm a full on like that year sucked or that year rocked. It's
Rocked.
that year. Why is this year gotta end? It rocked. Let's have two 2023s. I feel like I fall more into it's another day. Like, like
Yeah, that's definitely
what's New
you.
Year's Eve? What's New Year's Eve? Like I even have to look at my calendar to think about what day is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, here's a funny thing about Rance. He doesn't like ever like if I'm like, oh, that's Labor Day weekend or that's Memorial Day weekend, he's like,
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. I
Every
still don't
time he
know which
never
one.
knows. I'm like, Memorial is May and Labor is September. And he's like, doesn't matter. Don't know.
Yep.
3 days? Got it. Um, but not a real interesting though, because I feel like that's very like you have a lot of Rance is Swedish and has a lot of like um I don't know, like you should be super into ritual, I think.
I just
You
wasn't.
don't have
It's
it.
just not the. It's just not the way it was. You know. I
Hey,
know. Hey, here's a holiday I know. 4th of July.
there he is. It's
It's
right
in
in
the
the
name.
name.
It's in the name.
It's in the name. 4th of July, baby.
Yep.
It's right there. Can't we just call them all that?
If it
That's
doesn't have
definitely
something
cute.
fun, I think I don't know it. Like I know Halloween, and I know Groundhog Day.
Evergreen.
I know Groundhog Day.
You know Groundhog Day of all the
Yeah,
ones?
that's
Why
easy because
Groundhog Day?
it's 2-2. It's easy.
But it's not called Tutu Day.
I know, but I remember it as 2-2.
Hold on. This ruins everything. If you know Groundhog Day, that's insane. That's
But it's got
insane
a
that
fun
that's
thing to
one that's
do.
locked. What?
It's got a fun thing to do.
Yeah, so does lots of stuff. Earth Day is a fun day to do, like celebrate our Earth. What day is it?
April something.
You don't even know.
Oh,
See, this is
April
what I'm talking
20th.
about.
April 20th.
You don't even know though. Here's the challenge. It's not always nah. Here's what's funny. That's insane. That is truly insane. This is where the debatable gets heated and angry because you knowing Groundhog Day is crazy. When it's like I can't remember. I can't possibly be told to remember when New Year's Eve is. When it's like it's the 31st, dummy.
That one's easy. Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, you're bilingual now? You know
It's
that
in
one?
March. Somewhere in March.
Okay. It's in March. Oh God. That's insane. I cannot believe that all the things to support your claim, you were like, it's Groundhog's Day. Oh yeah, the 2-2, got it. Mm-hmm.
But Memorial Day and Labor Day are like Labor Day is already like, what do I got to
I'm gonna
work? I don't
explain
know.
this to you one time.
Okay.
I want you to try to lock it.
Good luck.
I just want you to think about the okay, like here, for example, here we'll do an
Okay.
easy one. Explain to me when Thanksgiving is American classic Thanksgiving. What day is Thanksgiving?
Okay. Thanksgiving is on a Thursday always,
And
and the last week of November.
it's so specifically, it's the last
Last
Thursday of
last
November.
Thursday of November.
Does that make sense?
Is that true though? If it was like November 30th, would that, or would it be the one before? Because I feel like sometimes it's in the early 20s.
Well, here's what I'm getting at. I think it's
Yeah.
always the fourth Thursday. Memorial Day
Yeah.
and Labor Day fall
Yeah.
on specific Mondays of each of those months. So Labor Day is always the first Monday of September. Memorial Day is always the last Monday of May.
What's Labor Day?
What do you mean?
What's the cool thing about it that'll cue me in like a groundhog coming out and seeing its shadow? Or
You get a day off work. I mean, people do. We don't.
yeah, so it's
But
dead.
I mean, like people,
It's dead to me.
it's a postal holiday, and we probably have a day off because people wouldn't come into the like if we were running, let's say, our comedy club, people wouldn't come in on Labor Day because they wouldn't come to class. So like we would also have to, you know.
Yeah. Here's what Labor Day is to me, and probably why I like banish it. And Memorial Day is just sort of like falls into like probably that too. Summer's over, school's starting. So it's like
Okay, but that's where
it's
we're
a
different
curse.
too.
It's a
That's where we're
curse.
different too, because school started way, way, way before Labor Day for us here.
Yeah, not in the good old Pacific and dub. It was always like right around either Labor Day or Memorial Day.
Well, yeah, you started a Memorial Day. Well, here in the mid dub,
Yeah.
we started before Labor Day, so Labor Day was like a reprieve, which is why it was so great. It was like if you started on the 21st of August,
Yuck.
then you would have a 3-day weekend pretty soon. So it was like a nice little pocket of like to like sort of get ready for fall.
Well, maybe
Pacific
I'll
and
remember it
dub.
now. You'll have to like test me in a later podcast to see if I remember what
There's
Memorial Day
no
or Labor
way.
Day is.
Here, answer now.
Okay.
When is Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is in May, and it's the last Monday.
That's very good. When is Labor Day?
Labor Day is the 4th Thursday in November.
Groundhog's gonna get you. Groundhog's gonna get you.
Groundhog's gonna get you.
That's insane. Okay, well, at least we got through that. That's certainly what we wanted to talk about today.
So anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's New Year's Eve.
Thanks a lot. No. D-bags, here's what we wanted to what else we call our fans? D-bags, No Show Nation.
No Show Nation.
Non-traditional children.
Untraditional children. Yeah, untraditional children.
Fans, here's the deal. We wanted to talk a little bit about New Year's Day or New Year's Eve superstitions. That's kind of what we were like, oh, we should talk about that. I know that's not the question of we have truly hundreds of debatables that have been coming through, but we were like, oh, so this isn't evergreen. Let's make sure that we talk about something that everyone's thinking about. And we're thinking about a lot of you right now that are probably traveling too. So let's talk about what's happening. So you have a little podcast of stuff that's on your mind this week. But superstition wise, thinking about like some of the classics that come along with New Year's Eve or New Year's Day stuff. And Rance doesn't do any of these, but he always is kind of like bemused that I partake in some of them.
Yeah, it's like superstitions / traditions. Like there are some things that have been New Year's traditions that just happen in my world of like, we do this for some reason, but you have the like superstition of why, like you have the why behind it.
You think so?
For some of the things that I grew up with, you have the why that goes with it. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of them, and you tell me classics. Like I think that like a classic one, my family, extended family is like major Italians, some first and second generation. So when I was a kid, and I think this is normal for everyone or many, I'll say many, not everyone, that you make noise at New Year's. So like when the year comes in, you bang pots or that's what we did. At least that's supposedly why you,
like what was that? You have like spinning noisemaker things that are like a classic, like hand this out at New Year's.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's standard. Don't you think that's a standard one? I don't think people know why you do it, but that's why you do it, is you're like scaring away, it's like scaring away bad spirits is like the idea. It's like you're keeping bad things at bay and you're making enough noise that like good things come to you is what the original, I believe, of that is.
And that's the main one I was thinking of like growing up.
Yeah.
We'd get a noisemaker and you spin it at midnight. And for me, it was like, why? Because people make these noisemakers. Everyone gets rude at midnight.
Everybody get rude. That's I think that's maybe we just don't know why we do it, but that's why we do it, right? And then I think that's pretty classic. Everybody, people make noise or they like scream or they bang pots or they blow their little those little horns with little rakinko. You do rakinkos and you do those.
Yeah,
that's normal. Our family used to take actual pots out of my grandma's like cupboard and like all of my cousins and the kids would like go outside and scream their balls off and just be like, yeah, 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 and like march up and down and do stuff.
Yeah. But it wasn't
Yeah.
until meeting you that I knew that that was to clear the evil spirits out of the house or whatever it was.
I think that's what it is. I mean, I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure that's why it's done everywhere. It's like it's supposed to scare away bad vibes, basically. And
I like
my high school friends did it too.
I like the idea of being a ghost in a house and
Huh?
then being like,
Oh,
"Oh no, not pots! I can't!
oh,
I
I
can't!"
can't. Rakiko, Rakiko. I gotta get out of
Rakiko.
here.
Just imagine anytime imagine you're a ghost in a house and like someone's real clumsy in the kitchen, and so you're like, ooh, ka-ting tong tong. Oh no, I can't. I
Oh,
can't. I
oh,
have
it's
to.
too much.
I
It's
gotta.
too much.
I gotta go for a walk around the neighborhood.
Oh, I know Rance knows this one too. My high school friends and I used to my friend Amy had like basically a horn, like a shofar kind of horn hung on her mantle, which never moved until New Year's Eve when all of us as like 17-year-olds would take that thing and blow it and we'd go walk up and down the streets of her neighborhood yelling Happy New Year's name. Like basically it'd be like, Happy New Year, Rance Rizzuto, Happy New Year, Terra Di Francisco, happy or like any variation of that. But we do it for like at least an hour.
Who's the one that this is a deep cut, but I think it's fun to use the internet for potential like connecting the dots. Who's the one that was like someone that wasn't necessarily in your friend group that really stuck? It was like a name.
Happy New Year, Tammy Bobe.
Yeah, Tammy Bobet.
This will mean nothing to anyone. And I honestly I don't know what's up with Tammy Bobe. She was just in our class. We would like go through our entire high school class yelling names of everybody we could think of, kind of to like well wish them. And it was very funny. This is obviously a giggly pile of girls and boys that are having fun, but it was very silly and very like very wholesome, but like very earnestly funny at the time too, of just being total dipshits and yelling until like it's 1:30 and everyone's like wrap it up outside. Anyway, so yeah, that like New Year's Eve make noise thing is I think a classique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Hey,
do that, Rance? Did you do that?
did I walk with a shofar down the street
No.
and yell Happy New Year, Tammy Bobet?
Next time. Next time. No, I mean, did you all like bang pots or anything like that when you were a kid?
If we had them, noisemakers.
Yeah, noisemakers.
I think I had like one of those red plastic like vuvuzela
Oh, vuvuzelas, yeah.
vuvuzela, and from when I was at a parade when I was 4 that we would bring to like every parade, and I'm sure at some point that we brought that out and played it, and but like making noise and doing a countdown thus ends the traditions of New Year's for Rance Rizzuto.
That's fine. Let's do some other ones then. Let's throw some other ones out there. Oh, that's not true. What about kissing at midnight? Mwah. That's a normal.
Oh man, that's such a like I was whoa, geez, what do you call it when you're like late bloomer?
Yeah, that's right.
I was a late bloomer.
Late. No, that's right. The first one was right.
I was a bloom different time, and like that was always a stress because I was always very shy and nervous. So I was like, I don't know when I had my first New Year's kiss, but I feel like it was like well into I was at least 20, I think.
I think that's normal. I mean, like, meaning, I hate to use the word normal, but like, I don't think any like high school teenagers are very accustomed to being like, I'm gonna have my New Year's kiss when I'm 14. Like, that's probably, even if you're like dating someone, whatever that means, at like 13, you might not even be in the same room at midnight. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
hard to say. And what does that even mean when you're that age? So
yeah.
I think 20s, I think that's normal. That's like average is what I should say.
And it was like probably because like I had at least had a girlfriend over New Year's, but then after that, like on the times when I didn't have a girlfriend, I don't think that I ever had like a New Year's kiss. It was always like
Oh, like some
too
random.
shy. Even at a party, if it was at a New Year's party, I'd kind of be like, everyone here is kissing, but I
Oh,
guess
oh.
I'll just go see
You're
what's on the radio.
what's on this little radio dial? And you're just holding mistletoe above your head from Christmas and just hoping.
Yeah. Dum de dum de dum.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, I don't. I think that's that. I mean, that's just a little sweet thing to do, right? And especially as you get like older. Oh, when you get so old, but when you get like just older, it's like nice to just like kiss everybody and hug everybody at midnight. So it's just this sort of
Yeah.
well wish rather than being like it's romantic.
Yeah, that was definitely my thing too. Of like, then it was like, if I kiss someone, we're probably married now.
Oh, oh, you married so many people when you kiss them at midnight.
It's
That's how it
loaded.
is.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so those are two that I think everyone agrees on.
Yep.
Here's one I recently. Well, here's one that my nuclear family, like my family does, is they eat sausage after the.
Yeah.
This is another average one though. That's like you eat pork on New Year's Day. I don't know what the. I don't do it as much because I don't eat as much meat, but like I think I didn't know until recently why people did it, and I like looked it up because I was curious, like why pork? Why do people eat sausage, or why do people eat like
Yeah. Why?
Here's why. You ready for a crazy deep dive? Here it is.
Oh man, let's hear it. Let's go.
Okay, you're not supposed to eat chicken or beef on New Year's Day. You're supposed to eat pork on New Year's Day because of the hoof. So like pigs scratch forward and chickens scratch back or something like that. It's like when chickens like kick, that's literally what the reason is. It's like isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
but
crazy.
I didn't know that's what it was. I had to like look it up and I thought this is wild that it's about the way that the animal I think kicks dirt. So like a pig roots forward and a chicken and cow kick back. So you're
Here's
like, yeah.
here's what I think about when traditions like this happen.
Mhm.
It's like it's become tradition, but somewhere along the line it was like, hey, mayor, like
Oh yeah.
I got a lot
Hey,
of pigs to sell, and you could really help me out if you just tell people to eat pig. And then someone's
I think
like,
that
let's market this as the pig
good luck.
scratches forward.
And that's truly what it is. That's interesting that you said that because I remember, I don't know if our No Show Nation people know this, but I almost went to get my master's in theology. So I was really interested in like becoming like a professor, a spirituality professor, or like a religion professor like earlier. And one of the most fascinating things I learned on that quest is why people don't eat fish or why people solely eat fish during Lent. And the reason was because a lot of people going to market during the time of this time period were looking to find a way to make Episcopalian and like Protestant people sell fish more. Um, so they're sorry, opposite. They're trying to make the people in the marketplace that sold fish make more money than the people that sold meat. Like, and so they basically like found a way to say like don't eat meat during this pocket of time so that the fish sales would escalate, and then it became like religiously tied.
Yeah.
Like people just didn't know which part was historical and which part was yeah, like religious like doctrine. So they've started tethering them and thinking don't eat fish or only eat fish on Fridays is what the thing that became
Yeah.
for like lots of people later. I'm like really scrambling through this, but just to kind of make a point, it's like a lot of this stuff is just about like money or like you're saying like how can we raise sales in this department and then sort of like tether it to something that is unrelated, and then people eventually forget the tethering,
Yeah.
like they don't know what it came from, so they just follow the letter of the law rather than kind of questioning that. So I always thought that was so interesting. And that's similar to what you're saying, which is like, why do we eat pork on New Year's Day?
Yeah.
And I think it's, who knows, like that's a pretty deep cut of like this animal roots forward. They're like, what?
Yeah, the things that we do as people that are like, we don't, this is what it is. Why?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh.
And it's like that we're such simple creatures to the point where it's like, if you tell me like I have to only eat pork, I will go out of my way to eat chicken or beef. And that's how I'm programmed. Like, I'm basically reverse psychology programmed.
Yeah,
Like,
you're a little punk is what you are. It's
yeah,
fun.
tell me to do something, I'll be like, you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, just because Rance doesn't look punk, he's a little punk. He's punk all the way. He's like, no way, nonconformist, big time. And I think that there's uh other ones of those kinds of things, like what you eat on New Year's Day makes some sense. Like there's a lot of like Southern people that eat black-eyed peas. There's a lot of like people that eat collard greens, like things like
Yeah.
that. And those make a little more natural sense. Like black-eyed pea is probably like evil eye. It's like an easy, like you keep the evil eye away because you're eating these things that have a dot on them. You're eating I think collard greens is like because of it's like good luck, like green in the new year. It like it's a little more straightforward, is what I'm saying.
And
But like
why is it lucky?
green.
Yeah, I was just that's what I mean. Like, it's a good luck green.
Oh, I
It's
think it's like that. It'll be like fruitful, like bountiful.
yeah,
Green is like tethered with like newness and fertility and like pagany kind of stuff. Like that kind of stuff. So it's
yeah.
at least it like logically makes sense. But the other one, I had to be like, what? Why pork though? I had no idea.
I think as the year, like the orbit around the sun comes to a complete
Mhm.
circle, like you need to have something circular. And what's more circular than a pizza with pepperonis from
Oh my gosh.
Tostino's?
Oh,
Tostino's New Year's pizza tradition. Everyone have a Tostino's pepperoni pizza. All the circles are complete. Enjoy it today.
there's a run. There's like a run on the store, and everyone's like, I've got to have it.
We get a box of like 1,000 Tostino's pizzas at our door.
That's awesome. Like DiGiorno's has the year of their life. That's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, everyone's buying them. That's hilarious. Here, those are the only ones I like. I think I could be wrong. We do Rance and I do some like fun traditions that are just ours. That then we realize later we did them like naturally, and then we later found that other people did things like ritualistically that we were like, oh, that's cool. We did this sort of
Yeah.
just because we thought it'd be neat to do. Like we make we like do like little thankfulness jars or like intention jars and like burn stuff that we want to get rid of or like keep stuff we want to manifest, like just nice sort of holistic things we do to reflect on our year, or like wish for good things in the new year, I guess.
Yeah. What are some
Okay.
other traditions that you
Oh,
like?
I looked some up. I'm trying to think of anything else that we do. So we do that nice thing that we do together, which is sweet. And hey, if you haven't done anything like that, people listening, it's a really nice way to kind of like wrap up your years. Think of some sweet things you've done together and things you want to get cleansed. Like it's like nice to be like, I want to get rid of stuff. Rants. Do you remember
Oh,
this? We when we first lived in our house here in Seabus,
yeah.
I think like I don't know, probably second or third New Year's, we were like, wow, we've had a tough year this year. It was my year of like, I had a back surgery and stuff like that. We're like, let's walk around the house and sage the house. Like, let's do that thing that people do where you like open a window and you sage things to let out just kind of the garbage of what's collecting in a space.
Oh, yeah.
Which is ritualistically and in some cultures called smudging, but that's not for everyone. So we're going to like, you can use sage in lots of cultures. So we were saging the house and,
Nature's fog machine.
yeah, nature's fog machine. We were walking around the house, kind of like going through places that I'd had a lot of pain, like really, really bad pain, and like and doing that. And I think that Rance said, this feels like a fun ghosty episode.
Yeah, yeah,
Rance
yeah.
said something kind of like, if you're not good, get out. Something like that. Like if there's bad energy in here, get out. And this wood, we have like a wood, what would you call it? Like a palette, like a piece of like palette art that was really popular around that time.
Yeah, it's a piece of art where it's just like a bunch of different
Heavy.
pieces of wood cut to
Yeah.
fit together right into a pattern.
Yeah, very heavy and like sort of shaped weirdly, like sort of like an eye, like eye shape or like a diamond shape. And he literally said this sentence and it fell off the wall. It had never fallen before. It's probably like a solid, I don't know. I don't know how heavy you'd say that thing is,
It's
but heavy
about
for a piece of art.
it's about 5-10 pounds.
Yeah, like it's heavy for, a framed thing. It fell and like crashed down on our couch and from many feet up. And we were like, oh, we were like a Scooby Doo gang and screamed and ran. and we got so scared, and we're like, "Holy, oh my God, did you? Oh!" But it was wild. That was definitely New Year's Eve. I forgot that happened, but a fun and scary moment.
I don't remember that being New Year's Eve. That's
It
interesting.
was, yeah. It was because I remember we were kind of like, let's do it for New Year's Eve. Let's like get rid of all the garbage we've had to face this year, and like, why not just like walk around and kind of step into the new year well or whatever. It was just for fun, and then we were like, oh my God, oh,
Spooky.
that's a thing. Like people like open their windows and like sage something, or they, um, that there's this really beautiful one that I think is Irish that we were just talking about the other day, Rance. That one where you like let you open your front door and you open your back door, so you let in the new year and let out the old one. Is like a thing that people used to do. I think some people still do it culturally, but it's like welcome, like you let the wind, like the air in basically, and kind of like let the other one go out.
Yeah.
There's also, I think there's something about it, like the same with I think there's an Italian version of that where you sweep out the old year. Like you take a broom and like sweep out like all the dust in your house, or like you make sure your house is clean for New Year's Day.
That seems like a tradition. Our dogs are barking, by the way.
That's okay. Hey, those
Parker
are our
Madison.
dogs.
No, I'm
Features.
telling them, like these are our dogs.
Special
There's
guests.
probably a squirrel out front.
Oh,
I feel like that tradition was probably like at a time in Italy when like disease was going up because everyone's houses were filthy. So it was
totally,
like,
like plague.
everyone sweep your floor
Yeah,
for the new
totally.
year.
Yeah. Please, a
A
sweep of your
sweep of the
floor.
floor.
Oh, um, allora. Yeah, I think that's very much what it is. But that's a nice thing to just think about for if you're looking for fun traditions. That's not a bad one. Like, why not have a clean house on the first day of the year? So you're like,
Yeah.
feels nice. Yeah. Do you know of any other ones? I know a couple more that aren't mine.
My mom would make these things that were like dried beef and cream cheese, like,
Yeah, I
and
know those.
I'm like, why dried beef? Like, we never ate dried beef ever. And then all of a sudden it was like New Year's, we'd always have these dried beef with cream cheese rolled up with a toothpick through them, salty as hell.
Yeah, yeah, they're like
But
budding
like I
sweet.
would
I know
eat,
exactly what they are.
yeah, I'd eat the whole thing. And I'm curious if that's like uh
I
that
don't
kind
think
of thing. Like,
so.
why dried beef? Is it a tradition?
It's probably just, I bet that's like holiday uh specific because like dried meats probably were, a traditional food for
Yeah.
like, you know. I know there's like I met it through a person from Chile, like a Chilean. I don't know if it was Chilean, but it seemed like it was. It was like you had to eat 12 grapes at midnight. Do you know that one?
12 grapes. No.
It sounds like a prank, but it's not.
You have to eat 50 boiled eggs at midnight.
Do
Happy
it,
New Year.
Kool-Aid Luke.
Why 12 grapes?
I don't know why. I mean, this isn't my tradition, but I think,
Damn it.
but I think that as we're talking about a million of these because it's fun, I'm gonna take a swing that it's about the 12 months of the year.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I don't know why grapes.
I'll tell you why grapes.
Why?
Because in Chile, uh,
Uh-huh.
we're right at the end of grape season, and
Uh-huh.
these things got to move. We gotta sell these grapes.
Oh, it's political again. It's like if we don't get these grapes off the
Yeah.
floor, oh God.
Here's
Hey,
a tradition I've heard of that everyone celebrates
I can't wait.
on the 20 somewhere around the 27th of December, 27th,
Uh-huh.
28th.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's like, may like be charitable and donate to some sort of bird themed arts.
Oh, that would be isn't that such a good,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
that's such a
know. The
good
Nest
idea.
Theater is doing their
Oh,
like big
geez.
give.
A not-for-profit that's taking donations at that time of
Yeah,
year?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's a superstition. And I'll tell you what, if you don't do it, you're hexed for the whole year.
Yeah. If you don't do it and you don't pass it on to 10 other people,
The ring. It's the ring.
if you if you listen to this, you have 7 days to get someone else to listen
No,
to it.
no, no.
What?
Hey,
It's New Year's.
I want you to know something. I just looked up 12 grapes because I was like, am I misremembering this? And I
Yeah.
want you to know, everyone that's listening, it's 12 grapes in a minute at the stroke of midnight. Like you can't go slow.
Oh,
You
I
got to
know.
chug these grapes. I want you to also know this afforded me something, which was a ton of New Year's superstitions. I'm just going to read the list and you laugh, okay? Or you tell me
Okay,
what
great.
you think.
Great.
Tell me what you think of these or whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay. We've got make some noise, normal.
Got it.
We've got 12 grapes, just talked about it. We have, this is one I've never heard. Pop the door open at midnight.
Yep.
Got it. And leave doors and windows open. We have that. Black eyed peas. Got it. Okay. Here's some other ones. Throw on some polka dots.
Do what?
Throw on some polka dots. It's from the Philippines, and it's good luck to wear anything with polka dots on.
But it's phrased throw on some polka dots?
That's what it says.
Not dress in polka dots?
Throw them.
Makes me feel like you get like a pack of Oscar Mayer bologna and throw it at people to like polka dot them. Yeah.
Yeah. The eat soba noodles, like the Japanese noodle. I don't know why, but that's one of them.
Consumerism.
Clean your house. We talked about that. Let the
Yep.
new year in. We talked about that. Black eyed peas and collard greens. We talked about that. Here's one I have never heard. Ready?
Yep.
Burn a scarecrow.
Please.
You said we could. Can you imagine if we were just in our neighborhood in the middle of a city of 2 million people, just torched a giant straw scarecrow in the front yard? People would be like, what the hell's going on there?
It's New Year's.
It's Ecuador. It's Ecuadorian, and it's lingering bad vibes from the previous year. I wonder if it's because it's like a broom.
It makes sense too that it's like the scarecrow's probably just out there after the harvest. So it's like,
yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's more. Are you interested?
I'm for anything that involves fire.
Steer clear of lobster and chicken, which I think is what we already talked about, but I didn't know lobster was one of them.
Don't tell me. I'm going to go get lobster right now.
Avoid washing dishes and laundry.
I'm in.
Weird. I don't know why. We're not supposed to do that on New Year's Day. It can ask, it can like wish, it says, oh, there's a theory, but I can't read it, but it's washing dishes and laundry, or there could be a death in your house. Wow, that's severe. Calm down. So none of that on New Year's Day.
Relax.
Stock your cupboards.
Okay.
That's just good prepping.
Yep.
Seal that kiss. That's literally how it's put. Seal that kiss. There's a tradition called with your right foot, and I think that means like you step into the new year. You step like on midnight. You step forward with your right foot, so that you're stepping in with your right foot to the new year.
That's the hokey pokey, actually.
Yeah. Fill your wallet with cash. I'm listening.
Oh, if you donate to the Nest Theater.
No.
What?
Not for us. We want it, not the net. We want.
Oh, for us. If you send us cash.
Eat a king cake at midnight. We know what that is, but I thought that was
we do
Mardi Gras. Yeah, king cake's like that. The Mardi Gras cake that has a little baby in it.
Oh yeah.
Like very New Orleans traditional, Louisianan.
When I eat a cake, I hope there's a baby inside.
It's probably I wonder if that's Haitian. Actually, I'm curious. I don't know. And here's another. This is a cute one. Carry an empty suitcase. I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to signify that you're going to travel. And the last one I see is whip out your red underwear.
Oh, I don't have red underwear.
Me either. Time to find some.
We'll be going to Target after this to get our red underwear.
Yeah. It's for love in the new year. And this is funny. Whip out your yellow underwear. It's thought to bring happiness and financial success. And red undies will ensure a year filled with passion and love.
Can you imagine now? Just everybody imagine all of these things that we've listed. If you did all of these things,
all of them, do them all
on New Year's Eve.
Please do them.
You would look insane. You would go insane. You would be insane.
I dare everyone. I dare any D-bag out there.
Yeah.
I would love to see someone take a picture of themselves for every one of these they did and try to do all of them at midnight.
How are you going to do all these other things while you're popping grapes?
You got to pop grapes. You can do it. You can do it. What if we like give someone a prize if they take a picture of them doing all these things on New Year's Eve?
Okay.
We'll give you a prize.
We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll give you a prize, but you have to send it to debatables.fun so we can see that you did it.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do on this New Year's Eve or New Year's Day so you just have a fun one that we make up?
I want to eat lobster and chicken.
No. That's directly in conflict.
I want to stare. I just want to stare at 12 grapes.
No. I think that you like to be a nonconformist, so you're just going to try to reject all the ones, and you're going to like sweep in dirt to our house.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go that far, at least.
Okay, good. Well, if we're missing any, please feel free to write us at debatables.fun or itsnotashow.com, our former name. Either one of those will work. We want to hear from you and hear about your debatables that you want us to talk about on any regular show that's not a holiday feast like this one has been. But also, please do share if we have missed one of your traditions, because sometimes we have recap episodes where we collect a bunch and we can absolutely go through anything that we missed, or have on our friend Michael Tonovitz, who you may remember from season 1, who had some strong opinions about what we debated about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thanks for being with us this year. We'll see you
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you have a great one.
Next year. We'll see you next year.
See ya.
I'm going to see you. Bye.
Bye.
Rakinko.